Jerry and Stephen Jones did their best to make the start of Dallas Cowboys training camp anything about football. The opening press conference featured multiple players catching strays, including Trayvon Diggs, whose future with the team beyond 2025 is seemingly in question. Fortunately, the Cowboys' first of 16 practices open to the media is on Tuesday. While it's expected to be a light practice as players ramp up, Cowboys football is officially back. One player who won't be out on the practice field is 2024 seventh-round pick Justin Rogers, who got released immediately following mandatory minicamp. The Seahawks announced on Monday that they signed Rogers to their 90-man roster. Seahawks signed Cowboys 2024 draft pick Justin Rogers right before training camp. The Cowboys hoped Rogers would help fill out their nose tackle rotation behind Motzie Smith. He appeared in every preseason game last year and tallied 5 total tackles and 2 defensive stops, per PFF. It was not enough for Rogers to make the 53-man roster, which wasn't that surprising. It's not uncommon that 7th-round picks get cut. Sometimes there isn't enough room to keep everyone. What caught fans off guard was that Dallas didn't sign Rogers to the practice squad. The Bengals swiftly signed Rogers to their practice squad, but he failed to appear in a single game. That prompted the Cowboys sign the Auburn product off Cincinnati's practice squad. NFL rules permit teams to poach players off another club's practice squad, but they must be signed to the active roster. Rogers had the look of a development player worth molding, but he failed to impress 2 separate coaching staffs. The Cowboys clearly think they've upgraded at the position. Not only did they use 2 more 7th-round picks on interior defenders in UCLA's Jay Toya and Maryland's Tommy Akingbissote, but they signed former Browns 4th-round pick Perrion Winfrey as part of the flurry of moves that included waiving Rogers. It will be interesting to monitor how Rogers fares in Seattle. The Seahawks have a pretty deep interior defensive line that includes old friends Jonathan Hankins and Quinton Bohanna, who both played 2 seasons with Dallas as depth options. Rogers faces an uphill climb to make the 53-man roster, but a strong camp and preseason will give Seahawks head coach Mike Macdonald something long and hard to think about. Every NFL head coach has his own unique style and his own way of getting his team motivated, whether for one play, one game, or an entire season. Take, for instance, former Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy, who had a tradition of employing a specific theme ahead of each of his 5 seasons with America's team. Schottenheimer, of course, is prepping for his first season as a head coach at any level. And when asked during the Cowboys' annual press conference to kick off training camp what the team's motto will be for the upcoming 2025 season, the 51-year-old stated that there are no plans to implement one, effectively saying such things shouldn't be necessary. The motto is always going to be compete every day, Schottenheimer said. That's what we're all about. That's not going to change. I've been other places where there's been a theme of the year. I don't believe in that. I believe that you should have a central theme to your program, and that's compete every day. And that's not just on the practice field. That's in the meeting room, it's time away, being smart, things like that. Cowboys will not have a team motto under Brian Schottenheimer. Doesn't get much more straightforward than that, does it? McCarthy's mottos were a divisive topic among Cowboys fans, as some seemed to love them while others thought they were pretty pointless. And it now appears that one of his assistants, who just also happens to be his replacement, Brian Schottenheimer, fell into the latter category. In 2020, McCarthy's motto was 2020's vision. So clever, right? The following year, McCarthy kept things a little simpler, rolling with victory. In 2022, with the Cowboys coming off an embarrassing postseason loss to the San Francisco 49ers in the wild card round, the team motto was resilience. In 2023, he went with Carpe Omnia, which translates to seize everything. And last year, McCarthy opted for rooted, saying that one was based on the foundation the team had built for 5 years. That foundation cracked, however, as Dallas finished the 2024 campaign with a 7-10 record, a mark that ultimately cost McCarthy his job. With an upgraded roster and a seemingly healthy Dak Prescott at his disposal, there is naturally plenty of pressure on Schottenheimer to get the Cowboys back to the postseason. And with this being the 30th anniversary of the franchise's last Super Bowl victory, as well as its last appearance in the NFC Championship game, Dallas is the only NFC team not to play in a conference title game this century, that pressure is even more amplified. Time to compete. As the Dallas Cowboys' first training camp practice got underway in Oxnard, California, Mike Ducey and Sam Gannon had the chance to catch up with some old friends. It was a training camp tradition, Ticket Tuesday with the Morning Musers. Oxnard, California. Dallas Cowboys practice got underway in Oxnard, California on Tuesday. And just like he promised, Micah Parsons was there, but in a limited capacity. What's new? Parsons was in uniform and on the practice field on Tuesday. But the team's defensive star did not participate in drills because he said he's dealing with some back stiffness. It's not clear whether that's code for, "I'm not practicing until I have a contract extension." But Parsons told reporters he feels it's important for him to be with his teammates at camp. The backstory. Parsons wants a contract extension as he enters the last year of his rookie deal. He and Cowboys general manager Jerry Jones have been negotiating. And Jones made comments on Monday about those negotiations, calling Parsons one of the most business-savvy and knowledgeable players he's ever worked with. Jones also referenced Parsons' injuries from last season, saying even if they sign him, that doesn't mean he'll play. What they're saying? Parsons said he understands why his GM would say that. "You don't take it personally. It's not like I'm getting treated differently than anyone else. So, I don't take it personally. I just don't understand. Life's so short. I don't want to give up this time, this place on account of someone else. God bless me to be here. I love representing the star when nothing can hold me back from football. This is genuinely what I love to do. And if anyone questions that, they've probably never been around me," he said. Trayvon Diggs fined. Cornerback Trayvon Diggs stood next to Parsons during the interview. He was fined $500,000 for rehabbing his knee away from the team's facility in Frisco. That's in his contract. As a result, Diggs will make $8.5 million this season. He was bothered by the team's decision. "No, I didn't expect that. That kinda hurt my feelings. But that's okay. Hopefully I'll make that up in incentives," Diggs said. George Pickens on making plays. New Cowboys wide receiver George Pickens told reporters his job is to make plays, and that's why the franchise brought him in. Pickens got in plenty of work with quarterback Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb during the offseason. It appears to be paying off at camp. Pickens was traded from the Pittsburgh Steelers to Dallas back in May. While there had been character concerns in terms of on-the-field antics, he said that's in the past, and in no way is that a representation of who he is as a person.